Hey guys, how's it going? Thursday, and we've got another episode of ISC. I don't really know what it's about. I think there's some vehicle stuff, but I haven't really looked too much into it. I'm here to give you guys some context, provide some comments on the development going on at CIG on Star Citizen, and just kind of chill. Hope you guys are interested. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Let's get into it.
Hi all, me again. Now, last year, we started a very irregular series of segments exploring the daily life of people who don't often get showcased in our behind-the-scenes material. And we'd like to bring that back again this week with an origin story for someone that joined CIG last year directly from the Star Citizen community and made a big change to the quality of our trailers and weekly episodes of this very show. Now, we'll have a sprint report for you in the second half, but please give a warm welcome to one of the folks at the very heart of making ISC possible each and every week. This sounds like me. Last time, I thought it was me and it was Justin.
Jared just does everything.
One of my favorite parts of being a gameplay capture artist is being able to inject a little bit of fun into the B-roll, like Raftron.
I'm excited to hear more from this guy, because there's some good footage they've had since last year.
Which still nobody's found.
Well, we have no way of finding those caves.
My personal favorite has to be riding on the missile, like Dr. Strangelove. It's actually my desktop background at the moment.
It's a good one. Hello, Will. Thank you for your work.
Before coming to CIG, I worked as a freelance cinematographer. I started freelancing when I was still at university. I actually didn't tell anybody I was a student. By the time graduation came around, I couldn't go to my own graduation because I'd been booked at another university to film theirs.
That kind of a...
After uni, I just went full-time freelance and started working on all sorts of projects, from short films to feature films, documentaries. But my favorite thing to work on was always music videos. Really just passionate about visually telling stories. When I got the opportunity to come here and work at Cloud Imperium Games, I nearly bit the hand off. I was so excited because I was actually a backer. I first pledged in 2016, and one of the things that I always loved about Star Citizen was everything is so beautifully lit.
I need to ask him about how he controls the camera. They get some nice shots.
I think being a backer before coming to do this job really helps. I've already got years worth of just memories of going, okay, there was a place I found that one time that was pretty cool. I think I know how I can get back there. Knowing all the different ships, their interiors, all of that was like a massive help when I started working here, and it helped influence a lot of what's going on. One of the most rewarding parts of the job is working with the incredible marketing cinematics team. My boss, Jesse, is amazing.
Marketing.
He's got such an incredible resume working on most of the things that I grew up loving. We'll sit down.
I'd like to hear more from marketing.
And just go through some of the shots, and just getting his feedback is so incredible. Working with Justin and the editorial team over in LA is fantastic. Justin is so full of positive energy at all times that me being a grumpy Brit, at first I think there was a little bit of a clash where I was like, I don't understand how a person can be this full of positive energy, but he's really rubbed
your average Star Citizen backer.
So every time you have a call with Justin, it's amazing. It's like you leave it feeling way more energized. As a gameplay capture artist, one of my main roles is filming the B-roll for ISC. But I also work on the patch trailers, getting to show off all the features of an upcoming patch.
They're good shots.
As well as working on other gameplay trailers, such as the Alien Week trailer or the Hoverquad trailer. When features reach a particular level of stability, we put them into the live environment, which is where you guys play every day. Before that, we have the PTU. The instability there is generally not great, but it's being worked on.
PTU
Before
stuff.
that, we have Evocati. Evocati is usually very unstable. Before that is where I spend all my day.
Sounds fun.
The biggest challenge of this job is trying to work around a lot of these issues. There isn't always an opportunity to get a bug fixed in order to capture with it. So we have to figure out a way to capture it that still shows it, but avoids all of these issues.
That's hard enough in the live game. Jeez.
And then it'll be my job to go into the game and try and capture that and show that off. Trying to make it look as cinematic as I can, but also trying to really make it look honest to the way that it's going to be when the players get hold of it.
It's just always
Coming
such a
to
nice
work
frame
here
rate.
and actually being a part of the experience of seeing behind the door and seeing the incredible
pyro?
work that goes on here is fantastic.
That was definitely
Honestly,
an engine.
The best thing about working here is just being able.
How are they going to just, like, throw a Corsair flying through here like it's anywhere near close to finish? Come on now. That looks kind of like an X-Wing from this angle.
To play with all the new features before anyone else. I've said to quite a few people now that it wasn't that I wanted to work in the games industry, I wanted to work here.
That's fair.
Spoiler alert, it's never gonna be me, because people see and hear me more than enough as it is.
Also, I feel like Jared probably crashes a lot in game. Prove me wrong.
Right now. Right now.
And
As this
there we
latest
go.
free fly comes to a close, let's start our special all-vehicle sprint report with this look at fan favorite, the Corsair from Drake Interplanetary, currently taking its first steps into gray box phase.
I feel like
It's here that the internal...
Okay, so this is like... We got the 400i, right, in 2021, which had an amazing mid-size interior. I feel like this is going to be the homey version. This is going to be just the gold standard for, like, your nice mid-size sort of... Almost, I want to say, I know the ship itself isn't as big as Serenity, but kind of have that Serenity vibe. This feels like it. I'm excited for this one.
layout developed in Whitebox will be further explored and developed, making certain everyone involved is happy with just how everything fits inside. As we push inside, we
Doesn't the back of this kind of remind you of a Freelancer Max? The two big engines, wings out past them, and then like the big old kind of squarish shaped back. I know it's not the same company, but I don't know, I'm getting the vibes.
can see the hangar bay here at the rear of the ship. From there, we work our way through the main component room.
Oh, that's a cool
and
room.
into the habitation area. And beyond that, the center point that serves as general access throughout the ship. Up here in the cockpit, current thinking is that this will be pushed farther along in process earlier so it can serve as a sort of general style guide for artists working on the...
Okay, first, that's a pretty cool looking interior, or cockpit, or I guess windscreen, or I don't know, asteroid screen in my case. But also, love all the exposed materials in the ship.
the rest of the ship. But farther along in the pipeline,
Ooh.
let's take another look at the continuing progress of the Drake Vulture
The
as
salvager.
it pushes through final art phase, with work now beginning on LODs, as well as these early tests on the wear and tear shader you can see here.
So this is a salvaging ship. This is what's going to be coming
And
with
once
the first
VFX
version.
and lighting passes begin, it's easy to see that the Vulture will no doubt make a fine-looking addition to the Drake collection of spacecraft.
I like the look. It's kind of weird.
Banu merchantman explorations continue with these white box explorations of more internal areas within.
Some wall stones
including
there?
The medical center,
Medical? How are those medical?
areas
Is
within,
that medical?
including the medical center,
What are they, just wall stones? Alright. There's a bathroom or something? That is a cool medical center.
security room,
Nice boxes there. It's a nice chair, sir.
and WC suite.
There are more stones on the... That's got to be water thing,
I'm
right?
going to tell you,
You wash your phalanges with these wall stones? This ship is huge.
the internal discussion about potentially including even multi-species facilities that are specific to the Banu and even the Xi'an here has been pretty intense. I'm pooped just thinking about it.
Ooh, poop poop. Banu poop.
As work continues on the interior of the Banu merchantman, other staff continue pushing on the
Oh.
exterior with this quick look at the
My,
merchantman. Other staff continue pushing on the exterior
Dude.
with this quick look at the absolutely ginormous...
Look at the background,
as
like the
work
wings
continues on
folding
the
up,
interior
the
of the Banu
stuff
merchantman,
sliding away in the
other
bottom.
staff-
Like, this is going to be a better landing animation than the Reclaimer. And that's saying something.
continue pushing on the exterior with this quick look at the absolutely ginormous landing gear and rigging tests that are currently underway.
Wow, 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 wow. That looks so cool. Why does it look like it's running?
Now, landing gear and the related compression animations are essential in effectively conveying the true heft and feel involved when the ship successfully touches down.
I am going to ruin this animation just flying into the ground at 500 meters per second. Like, yeah, okay, the animations make it look like there's a lot of strength, but I'm just going to smash on down into the ground. I can't wait to see somebody good at flying this ship land, though.
It's the little things. The really enormous little things. Work also continues on the Scorpius from RSI as artists take one wing to final art ahead of duplicating and reversing it for the other three.
Good.
There's also recent work on the entry and egress points and even additional tints.
I am sorry, but this ship has easily become my favorite looking small ship in the game. I'm surprised it's an RSI. I'm surprised it's a combat ship. But I really like this. It just looks like a cool Aurora. It looks like a battle Aurora. A battle Aurora. A Bora.
And finally, before we let you go this week, let's go deep inside the Hull C.
Excuse me.
And finally, before we let you go...
That's not, obviously that's not in game, but they do have rendered to texture tech. What if we're getting cameras?
Let's go deep inside the Hull C and take a nice long look at its current interior.
Wow, this does look good. I remember when they started this, like, way ago.
Folks who have followed along with the development history of the Hull C will already know that it began its journey through the ship pipeline quite some time ago, before it was eventually moved to the backlog until much needed technologies could be built.
Physics grids.
When it came time to pull it out of mothballs and start up again, many aspects of the shipbuilding pipeline had continued to evolve, along with the visual expectations of everyone involved. So
this looks
while
really
work
good
on the upcoming cargo refactor continues, members of the EU vehicle content team have been gently bringing the Hull C up to modern Star Citizen standards.
I don't recognize this song. What version of the main theme is this?
This includes work on new tractor beam and remote camera UI being developed with, I'm sure you've probably guessed it, the ever popular building blocks tech, which will allow players to successfully operate this unique addition to the persistent universe.
I'm gonna make a video on this ship. I want to make a retrospective on this ship like I did for the Starlifter last year. Start with like the 2017 stuff and then look at all the different shots compared to this final stuff, because this looks so much better than it used to.
And while it's
the one thing I'm worried about is that this still comes in with the cargo refactor. It has all its cool things and we're all excited, but the economy doesn't keep up. And thus we still can't do big trade routes or like still really get involved in cargo hauling. That scares me. I can't wait to hear more about features.
Smaller sibling, the diminutive Hull A, is scheduled to arrive before it in the upcoming Alpha 317. We'll continue to check in on this economy-altering vehicle as it continues its long journey from concept to completion.
Economy altering, if there is an economy to alter. We need that.
So what did we learn this week?
We learned that, I guess there's still a lot of ship stuff going on. This is very clear. I mean, like he said in the beginning, this is a vehicle sprint report, and it was cool. I liked it. Where's my music? Let me get some music. It was cool. We got some cool news. The Corsair is a great ship to see coming along. I mean, that is, there need to be more of those kind of 50 to 80 meter, I think it's around 50 to 60 meters, mid-sized ships for 2 or 3 people, because we're going to add a lot of that. Going into Pyro, I think we're going to see a lot less single-seater ships. So it's good to see stuff like that. The Vulture's good. That's a salvage edition coming. The Hull C's good. That's coming with the cargo refactor. The Scorpius, I mean, it's a combat ship, so that's cool. But between the Vulture and the Hull C, that's 2 very good vehicle additions that are coming with supporting gameplay, at least scheduled to be so. And the Corsair overall, it fills out a good spot, you know, next to the MSR, something we need. And I'm excited for that one. It was also cool hearing about the guy who makes the videos, because they get some good shots in these videos, and I've wondered how. I know they use some eye tracker stuff, but there's some other interesting shots in there. Overall, pretty average episode of ISC. It's a solid check-in on the progress of the game, but not super dense with good information, you know, feature stuff, sandbox stuff, location stuff. We'll probably get more of that in the coming weeks and more so next quarter. But as always, I'll be with you next time, next week, same place.